we want the Bible to be the basis of every single sermon series that we do. And so a lot of times as we're kind of brainstorming with other we have pastors that come together with us as we brainstorm these
Every month.
topics, writers every single month. We say, okay, what are topics that are relevant or books of the Bible that we need to work through? And then we dig into that and we say, okay, what's a good title for it? Now that we have the content, because you don't want to build a sermon series based on a title. You want to build a sermon series based on the Bible, and then you go back and say, okay, what's a good title for my congregation? Something straightforward, something a little more catchy. Do we just call it, Standing on Grace, or do we call it the book of Galatians? But we work really hard to make the Bible the basis of all our sermon series, and then we kind of get creative from there.
And we understand too that churches from all over are very different, right? And so you might have a church plant, right? A trendy church plant in Brooklyn, and then you have a rural church out in Odessa, Texas, right? And your visual appetite might be different. And the Odessa, Texas might want something a little bit more classic, a little bit more timeless, a little bit more straightforward. And then the hipster startup church in New York City might want something a little bit more edgy. So at Ministry Pass, what we try to do with every book of the Bible and all of our topics is we try to provide multiple options, whether it be visually or the title, so that, if you're a church out in Odessa or Kansas, or you're a church in Miami, Florida, you can find something that connects and then that fits your church the way it needs to.